Hi there, welcome back to my channel. I am Tarissa and I will be your yoga teacher for the day. It is really cold and snowy today where I'm at, which is a really big change from the 20-degree weather we had yesterday. So I'm really craving something warm and welcoming into my body. And I thought, what better kind of practice to do than a hip opening practice? So you may feel with this practice. Um, that you're faced to your edge a little bit more in the poses. We tend as humans to hold a lot of emotions and experiences in our hips. And so when we go to open up the hips and release all that, sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming, but I just welcome you if you feel frustrated. Um, just stay with it because when we hold the poses a little bit longer, you can really understand and see what else yoga can do for you and what else the posture can do for you because it is way more than just physical. Sometimes emotions can arise and we just need to face them and learn to work through them. And so yoga is the best kind of way to do that. And also, limitations can be the greatest blessings in disguise, right? So contentment can really truly be found anywhere if you're open to it. And when a pose or a life situation is difficult or challenging, we can really learn to find peace with what it is, and yoga can be the greatest door into that. So I welcome you to just feel what you need to feel today. And because it's Earth Day, I'm going to start with a small meditation just to ground us in to Mama Earth and feel the vibrations and the energy that she provides to us on a day-to-day basis. For this practice, you may need a strap. So if you have a strap, that's awesome. If you don't have a strap, you can also modify by using like a small hand towel or something like that. And so we'll only be using the strap for one pose today, and it's only if you need it. So whenever you are ready, let's unroll our mats and start in a comfortable seated position. With your sitting bones rooted into the earth, we're actually going to have our knees bent today and have the soles of our feet rooted down. And when you are here, just close down the eyes. And if you want, you can wrap your arms around your knees. You can bring your head down into your arms, resting on your arms. If you feel more comfortable to have your spine straight and aligned, I welcome you to keep your head up. Whatever you are feeling in this moment, let's arrive there now. And when you arrive here in this space, let's just connect down to the earth right now, rooting down each toe, the ball of your feet, your heels, each part of your foot. Let's just root it down firmly into the earth. Same with your sit bones. Allowing the natural flow of your breath to ease yourself into your practice and welcome yourself home into yourself. Gently and softly feeling the rise and the fall of the belly against the thighs. Focusing in on your inhales and your exhales just to understand where you're at in this moment. If you're relaxed, at ease, moving through your day swiftly. Maybe you feel a little anxious today. You woke up a little bit tense. Something happened in your day that threw your energy off. Whatever it is that's going on in the breath, let's just say hello, honor yourself. Bringing your attention just down to the soles of the feet again, feeling the support that you have right now on the earth, being connected to the earth. Feel yourself being held and comforted. Feel all the love and beautiful energy that the earth has to give. Imagine the oxygen that we get from the plants and the trees, and the wildlife, all the animals and insects and creatures. Bringing in gratitude for all of this energy that serves us on a day-to-day basis. With each toe rooting down firmly, maybe we can lengthen off the back even a little bit more. Even if your head is down, resting on your arms, allow your navel to come in a little bit more, allowing your back to lengthen. Breathing here, following your breath wherever it needs to lead you in the body. And bringing this energy that you are receiving from Mama Earth through the soles of your feet, allowing it to slowly come up the body through each different ligament and muscle and bone, bringing it up through the legs, coming up past the hips, and then maybe stopping at the heart center, focusing in on your heart center here. And something super random and beautiful that I noticed the other day and realized is that earth and heart are spelt with the exact same letters. Like, how beautiful is that? Receiving this love that we're getting from the earth and just pouring it into your heart space here. Allowing yourself to feel any kind of love or hurt or whatever it is you're feeling in your heart space right now. Honor it. Allow energy to flow through it. Opening up yourself a little bit more to abundance, to peace. Slowly bringing up Mama Earth's energy a little bit towards your shoulders, backs of your shoulder blades, up your neck into the skull of your head, and around the front of your face into your third eye. And then once you come up to the very tip top of the crown chakra, at the very center point of the head, allow your spine to strengthen and lengthen even more. Sitting with this beaming energy moving through your spine and every crevice of your body. Feeling the gratitude for everything that Mama Earth provides to us. Grass, the trees, the insects, the birds, the water, the ocean, the fish, the sand beneath our feet, the soil beneath our feet, every leaf, every flower. Breathe. Breathe here. You're supported and you're held. And as a collective, when you're ready, let's take a deep inhale through our nose, the deepest inhale, the deepest breath you have taken all day, all week. Slowly exhale through your mouth. Let's just do that one more time. And when you're exhaling, let's just release something. Let's let go of something. Let's surrender to something. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth and surrender. When you're ready, you can blink the eyes open. Come back to this space and slowly come onto your hands and your knees into a tabletop position, all fours. Just starting out with some cat cows just to warm up that spine. And if you want, feel free, welcome you to close down the eyes and practice with your eyes closed. Inhale, dropping the navel, looking up, reaching your tailbone up, exhaling, rounding off through the spine, releasing the tension in the neck, rounding off through the shoulders, bringing the belly button to the spine. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat, rounding off. Just work through maybe a couple of these at your own pace. And I encourage you, whether it's your hands or your knees or your sitting bones, just really feel into the energy of the earth today. Bringing gratitude in for all sources. On your next inhale, slowly release, meeting back into center. And on your next inhale, we're going to lift our right knee out to the side, directly out to the side, and we're going to draw circles with that right knee. Keeping your breath steady. And if you're having a hard time balancing and your eyes are closed, then that's why. Blink open the eyes and you can find a drishti point or a settling point to stare at, point on the wall, point on the floor, just to allow you to help you keep your balance. Rolling out through this right hip, allowing it to awaken. On your next exhale, dropping that right knee back down to the earth. Inhaling here into the center and exhaling through the mouth. Inhaling the left knee up this time and working that left knee in circles. Energetically just opening the channels and the crevices in the hip. Just preparing the hip flexors for a couple gentle opening postures. From here, coming back into the center, and this time bringing your knees to the outer edges of your mat, bringing your sit bones down, your hips down, reaching out to the tops of your mat, the top of your mat with your fingertips, and exhaling your head down, resting on the mat to a nice child's pose. Once again, just opening up through the hips. Allowing space to come into the upper armpits and the shoulders. Rooting down firmly with each fingertip in the palms of your hands. And the tops of the feet are grounded down into the mat. And from here, just working into extended puppy. So coming onto your knees, just maybe taking a couple steps back with your knees, and the tops of the feet are resting down firmly into the mat. And we're going to reach out our hands as far as we can and slowly release the head. So the belly, the hips, and the chest are completely off the mat. Just really bringing space into the shoulder blades here. Bringing your belly button to your spine, engaging off through the core. Breathing here. And on your inhales, you can almost reach your hands up or fingertips up to the top of your mat a little bit more. Inch your way up a little bit more. And then as you exhale, sink down a little bit further with your head. Amazing. On your next inhale, slowly coming back into a tabletop position and tucking the toes and meeting in a downward facing dog. First downward dog of the day. So just walking out your heels one by one individually, bending at each knee, firmly rooting down the fingertips and palms into the mat, pressing the mat away from you with the palms. Relaxing tension in the neck, maybe nodding yes, or shaking your head no. Maybe bending at both knees at once, really directing your sit bones toward the sun. When you're ready, slowly straighten those knees. On your next inhale, reaching the right toes all the way up to the sky. Exhaling, bending at that right knee and landing that right knee and toes somewhere along the top of your mat if you can. If you're a little bit tight and this is way too much for you, then bending at that right knee completely so your foot is actually going to rest down by your groin and your left hip. If you are more open, you can probably sit more like I am with your leg exactly lined up with the top of your mat. It doesn't have to look like that. So as long as the right foot is above the left hip, then it doesn't matter where it lands. You're still going to feel the benefits of pigeon pose. So making sure the back foot, top of the foot is rooted down firmly into the mat, and making sure your hips are both in line. Naturally, your right hip is going to try to sneak forward, which is going to make your left hip come off the ground. But just even them off, and that will also determine where your leg goes. So if your leg is up here, but your hips, you can't get that other hip to touch the ground, then bring your foot back down toward your pelvis, and it's going to make it a little bit easier. So Hasana is king pigeon, where you bend the back knee, but we won't do that right now. Let's just take our hands on our hips, making sure our hips are rooted down into the earth, opening up the chest, looking up. Inhale here through the nose, exhale through the mouth. From here, you can bring your fingertips down on the earth in front of you and slowly inhale through your nose. And then as you exhale, just walk your fingertips out and land wherever you feel like you're going to be able to stay for a couple minutes. So on your forearms, if you need to stay here, if you want to rest your chin and your head in your hands, you can do it like that. Or if you want to go even deeper, then you can come all the way down and rest your head onto your hands on the floor. So wherever you are, we are going to be taking a moment in pigeon, and this can be, like I said, really intense. So honor yourself. You should not be feeling any pain. If you feel any pain, then please back out of the pose gently, easily. Always listen to your body. That's the number one thing. So wherever you are, closing down the eyes, allowing yourself to feel into this right hip. Whatever is coming up, just allow it to come to the surface. No judgments. Making sure those hips are in line and that left hip is not coming too far off the floor. Relaxing the weight in your upper body, in your head. Maybe from here you can kind of play with your breath a little bit. So inhaling, just working where the breath is going in the body and in the hip space, and whether it's going in the sitting bones or more towards your leg or wherever you're feeling tension. I just welcome you to bring that breath there. 30 more seconds, guys. You're doing so amazing. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly, when you're ready, you can begin to sit up, planting your palms on the mat in front of you, opening your chest, looking up, tucking the back toes, and slowly, with ease, mindfully coming back down to a downward facing dog. Really just feeling the difference in the hips and the legs. It's amazing. Really resetting here, preparing for the left side, inhaling your left leg up this time, all the way up to the sun. Exhaling, bending at the knee, dropping that leg wherever you need to today. So I tend to be a lot tighter on my left side. So my foot actually stays quite far down on this side. I actually have been working through a couple hip injuries like over the last 20 years. So yeah, still working through that and honoring that. So when you come to this space, make sure that your right back foot is rooted down firmly. Heel is pointing up toward the sun. Hips are both in line, making sure that left hip stays rooted down into the earth. Fingertips are on the mat. Inhale, opening the chest, drawing your shoulder blades back, looking up, and slowly exhaling down to your forearms. If you want to stay here, stay here. I welcome that. Or if you want to go a little bit further, come all the way down. Closing down the eyes. Same thing on this side, just feeling into the body, feel the tightness, and feel like what the pose is doing for you right now. Understanding that no one is the same and every pose is going to feel different for everyone. So if this is too much for you, then that's okay. You don't need to participate. If you are feeling like it is just enough and you're able to connect deeper with yourself and deeper with what's going on and with the experiences that are being stored in this part of the body, then stay with it and stay with the breath. Making sure you're flexing at that left foot, protecting at the knee. Bringing your breath, directing your breath wherever it needs to go right now. Whatever tension spots. Maybe if you can focus in on just that left hip flexor and see what is arising for you right now. Asking yourself. 20 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing job. Slowly coming up onto your fingertips, opening your heart here. Tucking the right toes and stepping back to your downward facing dog. Wow. Just walking out your knees one by one. And from here, you're going to have to listen to my direction very carefully because this is kind of complicated. So we're going to take your right foot and crisscross it over your left foot. So you're standing in a downward facing dog, but your feet are crisscrossed. From here, slowly, we can maybe take a step or two up toward the top of our mat and slowly coming down to bring our hips back and to sit on our legs crisscrossed for cow face pose, Gomukhasana. I'm actually going to turn around so you can see where my knees are. So right knee should be on top, directly stacked on top of the left knee. And for here, this is where you can use your strap if need be. If you're really tight in the shoulders or you have neck injuries or shoulder injuries, I would be really mindful with this one. You don't have to do this with your hands or your arms. You can also just forget the strap and just forward fold. If you want a little bit of the shoulder opening, you can do this with me. So we're going to take your strap if you need one, and we're going to hold the strap, with the right hand first and put it behind us. And then we're going to put the right hand up and allow the strap to just rest behind us on our back. And we're going to take the left hand and we're going to just reach behind and grab the strap. So use the strap for modification. And if you're here and you need a little bit more, and if you want to deepen, you can move the hands away from the back of the torso. But from here, just inhaling, opening up the heart. And then as you exhale, we're going to just hinge the hips forward and just slowly forward fold. Like I said, if you don't want to do this with your strap or with your arms, you can feel free to just do a regular forward fold with your forearms out in front. If you're not going to use a strap, then just interlace your fingers or clasp your fingers behind you and breathe here. Making sure both of your hips and sit bones are rooted down firmly. Heels are tucked in nicely into the sidelines of the body. Chest is resting on that right knee on top of the left. Next inhale, slowly come up. Release your hands and or the strap if you were in there. And we're going to slowly come up to stand up. And we're going to do the opposite. So bring the left leg on top of the right, crisscross, and then slowly just sit down. I know it's kind of awkward, but once you're at least sitting down, you can just adjust yourself accordingly. So bringing the heels in tight, stacking the knees. This time the left knee is on top of the right, and opposite arms. So left arm is going on top and down my spine, and right arm is going up. Opening the chest here. Exhale, hinging forward at the hips for forward fold. If you want a little bit more into the hips, you can slowly inch your feet away from the sidelines of your body, and it's going to allow your hips to come down even more on the earth. Chest and belly are resting on that top left knee. Inhale, slowly coming up and releasing your arms, maybe giving them a nice shake. And releasing the legs and the knees being stacked, coming into Baddha Konasana to end off the practice. So bringing the soles of the feet together and opening them like a book, allowing your legs to externally rotate. Back is working actively to lift up your spine, and the outer thighs are actually working to rotate the thigh bones out. So lots of going on. And the core actually works to help prevent the back from rounding. So bringing the navel into the spine and externally rotating those thighs, allowing your knees to drop even further. Breathing here, maybe closing down the eyes, opening out through your chest. Sitting bones are rooted. Shoulders down, heart center open. Move with your breath to lengthen, all while folding at the hips. You are welcome to use your elbows to gently press the knees down toward the earth. And like with anything else, just approaching this pose with delicacy and ease. Coming back to the breath. And then actually from here, while remaining in this pose, you can slowly work your way down onto your back, laying down. Shoulder blades down, supporting you. Your feet and legs are still in Baddha Konasana. Palms are out, facing up toward the sun. Centering off here, finishing off this practice, honoring yourself and what came up for you today. Knowing that whatever did come up needed to be released in some way, shape, or form. And accepting whatever it is you need to accept today. Knowing that you are held and supported by our earth, and that everything is working for you. Maybe drawing one hand to your belly, your navel, and one hand to your heart center. Just feeling your heart beating, feeling the breath move through your torso. Understanding that this life right here is the only one we got. So making the most of the lessons and the difficulties and the challenges. Knowing that this center right here is available to us any time of the day or any place we are. And if you have the time and space today, just pause me, and I welcome you to stay in your Savasana for a little bit longer, for as long as you need to or want to. But if you need to move on with your day, slowly wiggling at the fingertips and the toes, maybe rolling over to your right hand side, coming into a fetal position. Deep breath through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Allowing yourself to sit back up into a comfortable seated position. Inhaling, bringing your palms to your heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me and aligning with me today. And I hope that your hips are feeling more wholesome than ever. And I hope this practice warms your heart as much as it warmed mine. Have a great day. Namaste.